Alright guys, it's Justin again with another Gundam review. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I don't really do too many reviews these days. I really haven't really done too many reviews at all. But I was really impressed with this kit, so I wanted to go ahead and do a review with it. The first thing I want to talk about is I originally wasn't going to build this kit for a while. I was going to take a while and mess with some other stuff and knock some backlog stuff out before I got around to this. But a couple of really good friends of mine and people that I really look up to were having a build off, and they actually invited me to join it. And so it's kind of a stakes slash time to build off, and I don't know when exactly it's going to start, but I think that it's a 30-day build off. You can have your kit snapped before it starts, but you have to paint. I went ahead and tore into this, and I started cleaning everything and getting it all prepped for paint. It's going to get a purple power bath and all that before all that good stuff goes on. But enough about that. I wanted to do a review for this kit because I loved it so much. This build was fantastic. Please ignore all the resin and all the other crap around my desk. It's really messy right now. But I really enjoyed this build a lot. This is actually my new favorite RG kit, and yeah, it was a blast. And that's not to say that it is perfect in any way. It has its problems, which I'm sure most of you are aware of by now. It's been out for a while. I'm sure most of you have seen the reviews. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents about the issue and, you know, talk about what I liked and disliked about the kit. So, I wanted to start with the core fighter because I don't plan on transforming and untransforming this a million times. I'll probably show it off once I've painted it, but after that it's going to stay in core block mode and be in the chest forever. I'm never going to turn this into a jet after it's assembled and painted with the rest of the kit. So I'll go ahead and get this out of the way now. This is the core fighter. I haven't put the landing gears on it because I didn't feel like messing with them, but I'm going to show off the transformation. So the first thing you want to do for the transformation is flip these tail fins down, and you're going to flip these up, so they're up facing this way. Then you fold your wings under. I don't think it really matters which order you do it in, as long as both wings are flipped under. So you're gonna have something like that. Next, you're gonna flip this piece down here. You're gonna flip the nose cone down all the way. Then fold the actual cockpit, and then you fold this down. And it's as easy as that. That's your you know, your core block for your chest. Now, the way that you assemble this is you build the core fighter, you build your feet, your legs, and then you build up as you would any other RG kit, except for the Mark IIs. Those were a little different. But you pop this guy right here. It sits on nice and tight. No major issue with connection. You flip this piece up here. Excuse me. You make sure your cockpit and your backpack are up, and you might want to move the arms out of the way a little bit just to make sure you get everything in there lined up right, and you just plop them right on top. And once you slide everything up and line it up properly, you feel a little bit of it kind of gives a little bit. Then you flip this down, and it's done. That is your GP01 Zephyranthes, Zephy as I like to call him. You know, it's pretty much like any other RG kit. You're going to get the weird posable hands with the 3-finger trigger finger. They got bendable joints in them. These are all hooked together. This one's independent, the thumb's independent. They're on ball joints, all that good stuff. So hands are pretty standard as far as RG. The frame is pretty standard. You know, it's everything you would expect from an RG kit, but it's really solid. And I actually think I've loosened my arm up here. What have I done? There we go. Okay, that was weird. Alright, so I'm going to get an articulation first. The head is on it's like a hinge and then a ball joint. So you're going to get not a full 360, maybe you will. Yeah, if you're kind of careful and you maneuver them a little bit, you get a full 360. You get the chicken neck, you get, a really good range of motion. Your antenna here is on a peg or on its own joint. I wouldn't recommend moving it too much just because it's a small part. You don't want to mess those up. Your arm can go out this far. You get the full 360 at the shoulder. The shoulder armor is independent, so that moves around just like an RG would. Full 360 under the shoulder. You get a nice double bend with some interesting elbow bend mechanisms here. Let's see if I can show it off without my big fat hands in the way. There you go. Then we'll do it one more time. There we go. You can see some internal mechanisms, some pistons and stuff going on in there. This frame has really come a long way since the old RX-78. Your waist has a really interesting joint in it. Lets you get a lot of waist movement. Your wrists are on the standard ball joint, and then there's like a joint on the wrist itself, and then there's a joint on the hand, so you get a really nice range of motion on the hands. And this also comes with some fixed pose hands. I haven't cut them off the runners yet. I don't know which hands I'm going to go with when I actually start painting this guy, but we'll figure it out. Front skirts, side skirts, well, front skirts and back skirts are on pegs and ball joints. They move around a lot. They're a tight fit, but they move well. So you're going to get full forward. If you move the back skirt out of the way, you get about that far away. You can go back as far as that'll let you. Side skirt again it's on just a peg basically. If you let me move my skirt out of the way. If you move your leg or your skirt a little bit, you get a nice double knee joint bend there. Not quite 180, but you get a really nice bend, nice moving armor piece on the knee. So that looks really good. Shows lots of stuff going on inside. The ankles, really nice. The toe moves independently. You get a really nice bend out of the toe, the front of the foot, and then the toe itself does move like all the other RG kits. So all in all, your articulation is what you would expect from this kind of kit. In terms of accessories, you don't get a whole lot. I think this is where this kit is lacking. But again, what could you have really done? So I'm not gonna, hold anything against it. With accessories, you're gonna get an extra set of beam saber handles with pegs. You're gonna get 2 clear pink beams for it. You're going to get this beam rifle with a detachable ammo clip. And it actually comes with 3 extras. You get 1 extra in the package, and then 2 that store on the back of the shield. The shield itself is also an accessory, but we'll get to that in a minute. The beam rifle has a movable scope. I have not put the clear piece in because I plan on painting this. I didn't feel like wrestling to get that out. And the handle moves. It's got a peg. You can't hide it or anything like that, but it sticks out and you can peg it into the arm, and he holds it pretty well. There's another thing. The shield has this mounting point that you can kind of flip around and do all kinds of crazy stuff with. But it actually comes with another one that has a hand attached to it, and that is because this hand doesn't really grip onto the shield very well. But you can peg it into the back of the arm, and it holds it okay. It doesn't hold it great. Oh, that's the first time that's happened. You can peg this into the back of the arm, and like I said, it holds it okay. It's not the best connection in the world. It doesn't peg in all the way, so it's kind of short. But if you flip the handle up, he'll kind of sort of hold it a little bit. It's not the best hold in the world, but it does the job, I guess. So the shield can slide up and down, so you get like a short collapsed version, or the longer full protected version. And combined with this kit's posability, you can pull off some really nice, interesting poses. As far as the decals included with this kit, where'd my decal sheet go? Let's see. I was actually really saddened when I saw how small the decal sheet was. It's not even as tall as the kit. You're gonna get some red parts, which I haven't seen before in an RG. You're gonna get some green parts, which are for all the cameras around the. I think there's some in the. There's some on the shoulders. There's some on the back, and then I can't remember where the rest of these go. But then there's the eye stickers. Actually, that's probably for the forehead and the back camera. So all that. And then just a couple warning labels. Like you really don't get a whole lot with this, which it made me kind of sad, because if anybody knows me well enough, they know that I love marking stickers and I love warning labels and stuff like that. They look really nice, and I really think that it helps show the scale of the kit really well. Just by putting all those seals around the kit, it shows. It just really helps show how big this kit is, and it kind of adds a sense of realism to it. In terms of colored plastic, you're going to get white, an off-white, maybe a really light gray. You're going to get yellow, blue, red, and then like a black, and then a dark gray. So not a whole lot of colors. Oh, and then the clear pink parts for the effect parts. You're also going to get a clear pink piece that goes inside here. I still can't quite figure out what that's for, but I guess I'll take some pictures with it and whatever. Let's see. My issues with the kit are they're pretty minor, I think. As far as articulation is concerned, there's no issues with articulation, but when you bend the legs, this piece right here moves, and then this likes to slide down, and in order to lock this piece in, you have to plug it in and then slide it up. So whenever you bend it, it seems like this piece just pops back down again, and then when you straighten the leg back out, it doesn't go back up, it just stays. So it's a minor issue with that. Another minor issue I had, this is probably exclusive to me. No, it wasn't that one, it was the other one. The shoulder armor is a little loose, and for some reason when I was putting the shoulder armor on, the plastic stressed a whole lot. You can kind of see the stress on it. So I'm gonna have to figure out something to tighten that up and get that back to the way it should be. I have no idea why that happened, and like I said, it doesn't affect things too much because the shoulder armor kind of sits over the arm really well, and it doesn't really move too much, so it's not a big deal, but it was just weird that it happened. You might have noticed when I was in core fighter mode, I only have one yellow piece in. That's because that's the only one that wants to stay in place. This one likes to pop out and go all over the place. Same thing with the chest parts. If I pop this off, I actually... Oh, there you go. I actually might have lost that. The yellow pieces on this kit don't like to stay in at all. The only exception here is the head Vulcans and the piece on the waist / crotch area. All the rest of them really just kind of do their own thing, and whatever. So if you plan on displaying this kit in mobile suit mode, I recommend gluing these in. In order to do the transformation properly, you're supposed to take the vents out and flip them around and then switch them. I just didn't do that to save myself some time. My white piece here also doesn't like to stay, but this little V on the chest, shake it enough and it'll pop right out. I mean, you can already see that it slid right out. And I don't know, like, that's been my only main issue here, is that all my yellow pieces and all my accent pieces don't want to stay in place. You know, the everything else on this kit is really nice. Like I said, this is probably my new favorite RG. I was a little disappointed at the fact that there weren't 3 shades of white, like the first couple Perfect Grades had, and there was only 1 shade of red and 1 shade of blue, which, again, it's not a major deal. I guess Bandai just didn't figure that there was enough red and blue on the kit to merit the money to mold those in extra colors. So that's fine, but I would have liked to have seen, even if it was like a very small, like, quarter plate with like 5 you know, dark gray pieces on it, and like put 1 on each limb. That would have been good enough for me. But you know, I'm painting this, so it doesn't really matter. But I think it kind of gives you a little more bang for your buck for the people who are building out of box, to get that extra color, because it really, I think, adds to the separation of things. And I think the RX-78 had a really good thing going with the color separation and stuff like that. It looked really good. Excuse me. But yeah. Besides those minor things, you can fix those really easily. Throw a little glue on it, or put some tape around one of the parts, something to widen the or to tighten the connection between the pieces. This kit is magnificent. It was a blast to build. There's a ton of surface detail in this thing. There's rivets all over the place. There's panel lines galore. If you like the panel line, awesome. If you want something that's going to be a challenge to paint, this is the guy. Definitely. There's plenty to go on, to go on about here. Everything has been detailed really well, and I really look forward to building this guy. So hopefully, this paint off, or this build off rather, starts soon. I think Harry's coming back from China today, and then he's gonna get his kit, and then I think we're gonna get started when he snaps his together. But yeah. So this guy's ready for a bath. I'm gonna take him apart, put him in the purple power, let him soak, and when everything dries, he will be ready for paint and primer. So I will be posting some work in progress videos. I might keep them kind of vague, because I want to keep what I'm doing a little bit of a surprise. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with a custom color scheme or not. I really like the colors that this guy's molded in. I actually think I want to go ahead and add some more accents and some more details and just do it that way. But part of me wants to do something a little different and kind of throw a custom color scheme on this guy. But we'll see what happens when I get around to it. When the time actually comes, I'll decide whether or not I want to do something custom, or if I just want to go with what this is. So that's my 2 cents. Really long. I'm sorry this took so long to. I got really wordy, especially now I'm rambling. But yeah, it's a fantastic kit. If you guys like the GP01, I definitely recommend buying it. If you like RGs, I recommend buying it. If you want something challenging that would be fun to build, buy it. I can't really think of any reason not to buy it, unless like little falling pieces like this really bother you that much. I guess if you're gonna play with it a whole bunch, I wouldn't buy it, because of the missing or the pieces, you might miss those and lose them and stuff like that, and nobody wants to have to replace pieces. That gets expensive. So that said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this right here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys with my next work in progress. I should have something coming up real soon. Sorry for all the delays. I've been cleaning resin, and as you can see in the back here, I primed this, but that's for another video, so we'll save that for that. So there's a little sneak preview. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.